Good afternoon. We're back with more Marvel Champions, and today will be a second hero spotlight for Nova. In the first spotlight, he did pretty well, but upon further testing, he can do better. And this is the deck to do it. Made some adjustments between this deck and the first deck. Into the deck are Beta Ray Bill and Captain Marvel, along with Effective Leadership, though Effective Leadership is not an essential card, but it is pretty good here. Also Assess the Situation, which I'm liking more and more the more I play it. Nova does very, very well at generating resources. His weakness is his events, which are not very strong, because they're kind of intended to combo with Unleash the Nova Force, which is a resource generating card. So we're including Captain Marvel and Beta Ray Bill in order to turn those resources into damage, and hopefully that will help Nova to take the next step. In our first hero spotlight, he flunked out on Green Goblin Mutagen Formula on Heroic 1 difficulty, as many champions do. So we'll start with that scenario and see how Nova does. Here we go. I wasn't satisfied entirely with the first Nova spotlight because I think he can do better than he did in that spotlight with the leadership cards that I've been playing recently, which cycle more effectively and are in general, well, they make up a stronger deck. So let's see how it goes against this scenario, which Nova struggled with the first time around. Mutagen Formula is a tough nut to crack. Gonna mulligan Jesse Alexander and Force Field Projection, and unfortunately draw the Supernova helmet. Never happy to see that upon mulligan. Well, we didn't have a wild resource, so it could be worse. But in this case, I'm going to use it to play Moon Girl, draw 2 cards, and then I'll use Sam Alexander's alter ego action to get the Supernova helmet back. I spent it there because it's a science resource, and science resources draw cards when used to pay for Moon Girl. So, I think I'm actually going to unleash the Nova Force here. Deal 2 to the Goblin Thrall, and then Nova can finish him off. And that will ready Nova up and draw a card, and then we can use Ironheart to thwart for 1, and Nova to thwart for 1, and that will ready up and draw another card. And we don't have a use for either of these cards now, but I can go ahead and attack for 1 more. And I may just go ahead and discard both of these cards. I don't really like the Miss Marvel ally. I find I rarely want to play it. So those 2 encounter cards are from the Green Goblin when revealed effect. Just getting them out late. And then the attack on Ironheart and 2 more encounter cards, so we got 4 total. Goblin Knight is tough early on. You got ICU for a second attack. Goblin Reinforcements, going to get +1 threat for the Goblin Knight, and Pumpkin Bombs. Well, probably try to get out Nick Fury here. Use the Supernova helmet for 4 damage. Nick Fury and Nova to clear the Goblin Knight. And we can use Assess the Situation and the Supernova helmet for rapid response. Have the option of using that to draw 3 cards after Nick Fury tanks the attack. Then I could have a big turn next round. And we will do that. Pumpkin Bombs will deal 2 damage, and then we got 3 encounter cards coming Goblin Reinforcements number 2. Under fire, so Nick Fury can tank that attack. And Intimidation is a pretty rough start to this one, but we're not doing too bad. Oh, yikes. That's a lot. That is a challenge. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Captain Marvel. She's got +1/+1 because of the effective leadership this round. So we can thwart for 3. Light speed, flight, and at least that clears one of the Goblin Reinforcements. I forgot to discard my 4 cards for Captain Marvel, but I remember in a moment. So I'm going to use Maria Hill to draw a card, and then we'll use Rapid Response to play Regroup, I think. Or potentially we could use Supernova Helmet and Regroup to play Rapid Response. I still haven't remembered to discard my 4 cards with Captain Marvel. Scheme, an extra boost card, and a second Goblin Thrall. Well, hopefully we can make some more progress here on clearing the board. So we're going to get out Beta Ray Bill, use him to take down the Goblin Thrall, and he removes 2 threat when he kills a minion. Thwart for 1. And then use the final card to deal 4 damage. So we're making some progress. Now I remember the discard 4 from Captain Marvel. 3 damage, that does mean an extra encounter card though next turn. Alright, there's Moon Girl, that's good. So we'll probably use Rapid Response here. Captain Marvel and Beta Ray Bill are both very good rapid response targets. This time, no damage from Captain Marvel. This deck doesn't have a huge amount of lightning resources, so that's not too uncommon. We're happy if we get 1. So 4 encounter cards total. Goblin Glider, Regenerative Healing, that's going to be for 4. Monster, that's going to stun Nova, and Regenerative Healing, so the boss is back up to full health. Oh, we can go Effective Leadership, Regroup, and Rapid Response and draw 3 cards, or use the Supernova Helmet. Lightspeed Flight can finally take out the Goblin Reinforcements. There, I remember the stun. I'm going to exhaust Nova to get rid of it most likely. So Beta Ray Bill takes out the monster. That drops 2 threat. We'll remove the stun. It's not going to ready the Supernova Helmet. Use Connection to the World Mind for 4 damage. And Moon Girl. So we finally stabilized the board. Not an easy task, but with the assistance of a couple of high value, or at least 1 high value rapid responses, Beta Ray Bill, Moon Girl, were able to get the job done. We're able to play all of those using the good resource generation that Nova has. So we got a Depth from Above, that's an attack coming in. I don't really want to use Moon Girl to tank it because I've got Regroup in hand, but I don't really have a choice, so off goes Moon Girl. And we'll go ahead and unleash the Nova Force. And we'll use a Pot Shot. So I'm going to pot shot first, and then use Nova to deal the final damage. Take 1 damage from the defeated soldier, ready up and draw a card. And I'll probably use Supernova Helmet Beast and regroup to play White Tiger and draw 2. Not good draws, but we'll clear that main scheme, ready up and draw a card, and now it's just going to be damage. And we'll play Assess the Situation for +1 hand size until the end of the phase. So we get a hand of 7, +1 for Assess the Situation, +1 for Connection to the World Mind. And the attack will go on White Tiger. Goblin Glider for the Goblin Soldier. Well, we've got Nick Fury here, so we can continue cycling. We've got Rapid Response for when Beta Ray Bill gets defeated by the consequential damage. We've got Unleash the Nova Force. So we get our Rapid Response. So we can take care of the scheme on the main quest, ready up and draw a card. Probably just pot shot and use Nova to take out the Goblin Soldier. It's gonna cost me 1 life, but I can ready up and draw a card. And then Beta Ray Bill will be defeated by the consequential damage, and we'll Rapid Response him back in. Get out Maria Hill and draw a card and play Regroup. Now, I don't need to do 1 damage there. I can just put Green Goblin into stage 3 with Beta Ray Bill. There we go. And then do 1 damage with Nova. And 1 with Maria Hill as well, I think. Get out Regroup. Okay. So Nick Fury back to hand from the attack. Goblin Thrall should get an attack doing 1 damage here as well. Probably should have had Maria Hill tank that so that she'd come back to hand. I don't know. That's debatable. So a lot of encounter cards. Caught off guard can get rid of Regroup, which we don't need anymore. And Exhaustion. Probably one of my least favorite cards in the game. Least favorite encounter cards, along with Under Fire. I think that in this deck, band together would probably be better than Power of Leadership, now that I'm thinking about it. Let's get out Nick Fury. Probably an Unleash the Nova Force turn. With those overruns out, this could do a lot of work here. So we're going to light speed flight, which will ready up and draw a card. Take out the overrun. brings in one minion. We can ready up and draw a card. Did I forget to draw a card? May have forgotten to draw a card there. Oh, yep, I think I did. Oh well. So we'll do 2 to the Goblin Thrall, and then Nova can take that enemy out. Get out Ironheart and draw a card. Should be one more card in hand, but what can you do? And we'll go ahead and take out Overrun. Brings in a Goblin Soldier and a Goblin Thrall. This is a rough beginning to phase 3. Goblin Thrall, ready up and draw a card. Ready up and draw a card. Rapid response, that's good. Take out Thrall, ready up and draw a card. There's Captain Marvel. Can bring her in and probably just retire Ironheart. And there's a 3 lightning resources, so we get 3 damage, which is going to kill a Goblin Thrall. And then we get a stun as well. Very high value Captain Marvel. So in spite of that formidable board, we managed to clear it with a huge turn. And we can get our rapid response. Captain Marvel, Beta Ray Bill, take out one of the Goblin Soldiers. Now I reconsider and decide that I'm just going to go for the boss, but I should have left the Goblin Soldier in play, so there should be 1 more damage here. Nova should be at 2 HP instead of 3. But if I survive these 2 encounter cards, I should be just fine. So Nick Fury leaves at the end of the round. Thinking about rapid responsing him back in, but I figured, I'll just use it on Captain Marvel. But I could have done Nick Fury for 4 damage. Dropped the boss to 7. Either way would have been just fine. So Captain Marvel will get rapid response back in after being defeated by consequential damage. Discard another force, gets an additional 3 damage, which we don't need because Moon Girl could have done the final damage as well. So, pretty solid performance there against a scenario that I previously struggled against with Nova. Green Goblin Mutagen Formula on Heroic 1 is a scenario that in my 10 hero spotlight so far, only Star-Lord has defeated it, and now Nova. So that is going to boost Nova into the S tier for the hero tier list, and we'll continue on. And the next one will be Taskmaster on Heroic 1 difficulty. When you combine Regroup along with Assess the Situation and Card Draw, you can have some huge Nova Force turns. Unleash the Nova Force really likes you to have options in your hand so that you can pot shot, so that you can light speed flight, so that you can get the right amount of damage or thwarting on the right things so that Nova can finish them off and continue to draw cards and ready up. And he really wants a large hand size to do that. So Assess the Situation, Moon Girl, White Tiger, and Regroup really help with that. And then the addition of Captain Marvel and Beta Ray Bill to make up the damage that Nova doesn't get from his events also really helps to get over that hump and give the extra power needed to get through Green Goblin Mutagen Formula on a Rogue One. Now, we're not looking at an S plus tier hero, I don't think, because S plus tier heroes, S plus meaning able to defeat all of the content in the game on expert difficulty, able to defeat Magneto, Venom Goblin, Ronan on expert difficulty. A hero that can do that needs a way to deal with Retaliate. And that means you can't have your damage dealt by these small attacks of 2 or 3 or 4, because those small attacks are not resilient to Retaliate. Venom Goblin has Retaliate on expert difficulty. Magneto does not. Ronan does. So you're not going to defeat Venom Goblin or Ronan on expert without a way to deal with Retaliate. Typically, that's burst damage, large amounts of burst damage. That's how Star-Lord was able to do it, by dealing 9 or 10 or 11 or 9 or 11 or 13 with his sliding shot. He's able to get around the Retaliate. Nova does not have good events and is not going to be able to get around Retaliate very easily. But against scenarios, even very difficult scenarios that don't have Retaliate, Nova can do very well. And so he's going in the S tier, but not S+. Let's see how he does here against Taskmaster. Turn 1, we got 10 threat on the main scheme. That's pretty rough. I opted to stay in alter ego form this round because I didn't get out Supernova Helmet yet, among other reasons. So that's rare that I'll do that with a hero, but it made sense in this situation. And we got a strong setup here with White Tiger, Beta Ray Bill, and Maria Hill on the table. So in spite of the 10 threat, I'm not too worried. We can clear it out. White Tiger did thwarted for 3 there because of the effective leadership that was used to pay for her. So large hand size due to the 2 connection to the world mines. And we got Hydra Soldier coming in. We got Hydra Hunter. Beta Ray Bill will eat one of those. And we get our rapid response. Just keep the connection to the world mines. There's no downside. So if I'm going to end up with extra cards in hand, I'd want it to be connection to the world mine. And here I decide I'm going to defeat White Tiger and take out that card. Now, getting the board under control. Gonna have a strong Moon Girl play next round. So Beta Ray Bill will just come back with the rapid response. Captured by Hydra. Hydra Soldier and captured by Hydra number 2. It's a lot of threat to deal with. Well, we got a strong Moon Girl play coming in. We got Lightspeed Flight. Got to unleash the Nova Force. So Moon Girl, who's going to have +1/+1 thanks to effective leadership. And we draw 3 regroups. What are the odds of that? We'll use one of them to unleash the Nova Force. Deal 3 to the Hydra Soldier with Moon Girl, and then 1 with Nova. Ready up and draw a card. And thwart for 2. And do a light speed flight. Grab Electra. First I need to thwart, and then I can ready up and draw a card. Captain Marvel, and we got Electra. Those are good options, but I'll have to retire allies to get them out. I wonder if Triskelion would be good in this deck as well. We'll get out Electra, or retire Beast, and I'll spend a strength resource to deal 3 damage with Electra's card text. And then we'll drop Taskmaster into phase 3, which brings in another encounter card. Then we'll just draw. So just need 16 damage. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on board, plus Captain Marvel, so that's a really good start. Probably I win next round as long as I survive here. Mimicry, discard the top 5. There's only 2. Weight of the World. Shadow of the Past. Good thing I could end pretty soon, because I don't know how much longer I was going to survive. Gotta discard a wild resource and add 1 threat. And then we got Photographic Reflexes and Taskmaster's Sword. So should be able to end here. We got 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, maybe I can't. Actually 12 if I use Nova's basic attack to deal with the photographic reflexes. So yeah, we can't end. Get out Moon Girl, be able to draw 2. Like 2 damage short, I think, overall. Use Beta Ray Bill. Use Nova to deal with the photographic reflexes. Okay, now I can still get out Captain Marvel. Probably retire Moon Girl, but it could be Electra. No, Moon Girl. Then we'll discard 4, see what we get. 1 lightning, okay. So, just gotta survive this round of 3 encounter cards One boost icon. And we'll get the victory. So I'm gonna reduce threat just in case I'm in advance or something like that. And then draw 4. So for the attack, I'm thinking about having Nova tank it. And so I'm going to count my damage and see if I need Nova to tank it or not. I have 3, 6, 9. Pot shot is 10, 11, 12, 13. Beast is 14, 15. 16. Yeah, I think it's fine to have Electra tank it. I still have enough damage. Nova tanking would have been just fine there. So we need to discard some cards for the wild resources that are in my hand, under my control, or in the discard pile. And then that surges. Concussion grenade is going to be a stun and 1 damage. And Taskmaster's shield for retaliate, which doesn't really matter at this point. So let's get the stun off of there. Get out Beast with +1 attack. Grab the resource card. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then Pot Shot will end the scenario. So Nova continues to do very well with this new deck, taking on 2 additional Heroic 1 scenarios. Though I don't think he's going to do very well against the big 3, maybe with the exception of Magneto. Though it'd still be very tough, and it's the quality of his events that are really preventing him from reaching Star-Lord's tier. If there was an additional, I don't know, 2 damage on Pot Shot, and maybe like 1 extra thwart on light speed flight, he would be an S+ tier hero. But let's go ahead and jump into a game against Ronan on Expert and see how Nova does. Here we go. I expect Nova to do just fine versus Phase 2 of Ronan. It's Phase 3 that may be a struggle. Beta Ray Bill. Okay, that hand looks fine. We'll go ahead and spend a wild resource and grab the Supernova helmet. There it is. We can go 2, 4, 5 for Beta Ray Bill. And go 1, 2 for Kalu and look at the top 5 cards. Hopefully find and assess the situation. Nope. I'll take Unleash the Nova Force. So we can thwart for 2. Thwart for 1. Ping the toughness. And go ahead and draw 4. Okay, so 2 threat, and we got an attack from Ronan on Kalu. And he claims the Power Stone. Then 2 encounter cards, the normal one, and then +1 for Kree Command Ship. We'll use the Kree Command Ship text to cancel You Stand Accused. Fanaticism, oof, that's rough. Shadow of the Past. Okay. We're just gonna go ahead and concede. We'll get set up and try it again. Typically, playing against this scenario, if you get an early Fanaticism or an early Shadow of the Past, you're going to lose. If you get both, yeah, you might as well just reset. Drop, regroup. Okay, well, I don't have a good way to get Supernova Helmet yet. Let's go 1, 2, 3 for White Tiger and draw 2. Can go grab Supernova Helmet now. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Beta Ray Bill. And we can go get rid of Cut the Power, get rid of the Toughness, and draw 5. 2 threat, 1 attack from Ronan. Gets 2 boost cards. I think I forgot about that in the initial playthrough because of Power Stone being attached to Nova. And 2 encounter cards. Single-Minded Fury, Ronan attacks. I'm going to have Nova Face Tank. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Ouch, and he gets the Power Stone. Well, I should have canceled that with the Milano, I think. I don't know what I was thinking there. But let's go ahead and unleash the Nova Force. And go regroup to unleash. Or we can just Supernova Helmet to unleash. Use the Milano to thwart for 3. Use Nova. Ready up and draw a card. And we can go Lightspeed Flight. Nova. Ready up and draw a card. Beast. Grab a resource card. And Kalu. Hopefully find assess the situation. Yep. So we can go 1 damage. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. Play assess the situation and then draw 6. So we got 2 threat, 1 attack from Ronan on Kalu. 2 encounter cards. Do I care about advance? I think I do. It'll advance the main scheme most likely. So let's cancel it. And then we got Special Delivery. The villain attacks. You may exhaust the Milano. We already did that. So the attack will go on Beast. Okay. Well, we got a Pot Shot. Beta Ray Bill. Pot Shot will reclaim the Power Stone. Rapid Response. Thwart for 2. Play assess the situation. And at discard effective leadership. And we'll draw 6. Do I want to actually flip to Alter Ego here? No, we'll leave it. So 2 threat, 1 attack from Ronan. Use Rapid Response, so that'll bring Beta Ray Bill back in with 1 wound, and then 2 encounter cards. Kree Commando. Rogue Vessel, that's a tough one. That surges into Kree combat armor, another tough one. Should actually be at 7. +1 for the connection to the world mind, +1 for assess the situation. Okay, I could really use a pot shot here. Got to unleash the Nova Force. Let's use that. Let's go ahead and thwart for 2. Ready up and draw a card. There's the pot shot. Pot shot. Use Nova to finish off the Kree Commando. Ready up and draw a card. Well, so I should have taken 1 damage from the rogue vessel at the end of the round. And we're going to go ahead and exhaust the Milano and spend 2 resources. Get rid of the rogue vessel. Spend 3 resources of the same type. Go 1, 2, 3. Get rid of the Kree combat armor. And we're gonna deal 3 damage. Flip and heal. There's no way I could survive the retaliate in stage 3 without healing. Then we'll draw 6. So we got 2 threat, we got 1 scheme for 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 encounter cards. That is a blank surge. That is a blank surge. I actually could cancel that. But, I don't know. We'll just let it surge. Kree Physiology gives it toughness and surges. Advance, that's what I was hoping I could cancel. Go 1, 2, and cancel that. Yeah, we'll do it that way. Cancel that, and then you stand accused. Well, best laid plans. Still going to advance the scheme. He gets the Power Stone. Okay, could be worse. Let's heal again. Let's go 1, 2, 3 for Moon Girl and draw 3. One, two. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Captain Marvel. Let's first ping the toughness off of Ronan. Discard 4 with Captain Marvel. So that'll put Ronan into phase 3. Let's use Captain Marvel to take out Superior Tactics. Beta Ray Bill, remove the toughness. And we'll draw 4. No, we're not going to use Beta Ray Bill to remove the toughness because that would retire Beta Ray Bill in the Retaliate. The Retaliate is tough on this deck. You can draw 1 extra thanks to connection to the World Mind. So, 2 threat, 1 attack, which will go on Moon Girl. And it gains overkill. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a really tough boost card to get. 3 encounter cards coming in. You stand accused. We'll cancel that. Actually, I'm going to rewind some of the damage. We're going to force field projection. Save 3 damage. And deal 3. So that removes the tough. And we're still going to cancel you stand accused with an effective leadership, I think. We got Power Siphon, discard 1 random card. Okay. And Cree Private with Quick Strike for 1 damage. Well, I no longer have the resources to play Nick Fury. I can go 4 damage. Take 1 retaliate, claim the Power Stone. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and remove 2 threat. How did Moon Girl get to 3? Well, I used her to tank, right? Along with the overkill, yeah. So that's what happened there. Don't want to use Captain Marvel for the 3 damage because it will retire her. And I don't have a rapid response. There's no reason to do that right now. Just go ahead and draw 4. So you can see how much Retaliate interferes with what this deck wants to do. Go attack from Ronan with 2 boost cards on Beta Ray Bill. Two encounter cards. Cree Commando. You stand accused, which we will cancel. Okay. Now we got 1, 2, 3, 4 for Nick Fury, and we'll draw 3. We'll go Nova attacks for 2. And then we can go 1, 2, 3 for White Tiger. Draw 2. Actually, we want to have Nova attack the boss for 2. Take 1, retaliate. Nick Fury's going to attack for 3 because of the effective leadership. So we can have him and Captain Marvel take out the Kree Commando. White Tiger thwart, and then we'll play assess the situation. Draw 5. So 2 threat, 1 attack with 2 boost cards. And I think we'll put this on, actually it should be White Tiger. Because I may need Nick Fury's direct damage to win this. So 2 encounter cards. Single-minded Fury, which will cancel. And Hull Breach, deal 3 damage to the first player. It's going to go on Nick Fury. I don't know why I had White Tiger tank the attack. Nick Fury was going to leave at the end of the round. But anyway. Shall I unleash the Nova Force here? It won't do anything. There's 1 too many threat for me to deal with there. We can go rapid response so we can get some damage. Bring Captain Marvel back and discard 4. Not an attack, so no retaliate. Play regroup, though doesn't really do much. I would love to deal the damage here, but she would die to retaliate immediately. Let's do this. Let's flip and heal up. We'll play assess the situation. We'll draw 2 extra, 1 thanks to assess the situation, 1 thanks to connection to the world mind. And we'll try to end this round. So we got a big scheme for 4/5. 2 encounter cards, and that's going to add an acceleration token. So we got blindside, stun the first player. Actually don't mind that. We'll take the stun. Another option would simply be spending the 2 wild resources, because my hand is just not good for playing stuff. I don't need those resource cards. So we'll spend the 2 strength resources. Then we got caught off guard. That can discard the regroup, no problem. Kree Commando. Can I get 13 damage here? I see 5 damage. If I had a regroup, maybe. Milano's no good for thwarting anymore. Let's heal. Let's thwart. Oh, we can't thwart while this Kree Commando's in the way. That's not good, because I don't have a way to kill that. So actually I just lose because of that Kree Commando. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. I can deal 5 damage, that's not enough. So I can't use my light speed flights. I have no way to deal with this. Unfortunate. Well, Nova gave it a good fight, so he probably is capable of defeating Ronan the Accuser even through the Retaliate. It's just going to be a really long game, and it's going to be really difficult. Like, the odds are not good. I had to go the entire game without getting Fanaticism. Wonder what would have happened if I'd drawn 1 more. How many more cards did I need? So I need 2 cards down was a card that would have likely won me the game. So if I had White Tiger instead, what I could have done was go 1, 2, 3 for White Tiger. Draw 3 cards. all resources. That's unfortunate, but I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It would retire Captain Marvel. But I could remove 6 and live for another round. Go 1, 2 for Jesse Alexander. Regroup. Draw. And then, just out of curiosity, is why I'm running this. That goes back to hand. Weight of the World. I think it would have been fine. We're relatively stable. If I had just had slightly different luck there at the end. But alas, it's not to be. So I will say that this hero is S tier. He is, I think, capable of taking on the big 3. Well, at least Magneto and Ronan, but not with a high win percentage. It's going to be something like 1 in 10 or less. Whereas Star-Lord can get those wins pretty reliably. So he's lower than Star-Lord. Star-Lord's going to be S+. Nova's going to be S. And the other heroes that we've done are going to be something like A or lower. But But Nova definitely moving up the ranks on the back of big Unleash the Nova Force turns, along with cycling Beta Ray Bill and Captain Marvel. So, thank you for watching.